Some chest exercises just aren't worth doing, and it can be disheartening when you see people in the gym doing these exercises when they have a wide variety of exercises that are far more effective. Not only would they get better gains with better exercise selection, but they'd also save time by doing more challenging exercises. This video will look at 3 movements often done in the gym, but with much better alternatives. These are 3 of the worst and best chest exercises for muscle growth. And like we mentioned in a previous video, a bad exercise doesn't mean it has no benefit. Let's face it, any form of exercise or resistance training can be beneficial. What we mean is there's a smarter approach that a lifter should use. So let's get into it. Number 1, swap out dumbbell flies for cable and machine flies. The first worst exercise that we'll look at is the dumbbell chest fly. Now you might have been thinking, I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ronnie Coleman do flies with dumbbells and they're bodybuilding legends. But remember, it's not about what works, it's about what works best for you. A dumbbell chest fly is undoubtedly a practical exercise, but there's a better option. Here's why. The first thing it lacks is resistance at the top of the movement. Once your arms pass the halfway mark on the chest fly, the resistance on the chest diminishes. Your triceps support the load at the top of the movement, and there's no chest engagement. A 2005 study found that the dumbbell chest flies had significantly less relative activation time than the barbell or dumbbell bench presses. Part of the reason is the load used for flies is lighter than a bench press, but also because of the lack of resistance at the top of the movement. A chest fly performed with a cable or machine chest fly produces similar resistance throughout the entire rep. Some machines even increase resistance as the lifter's arms come together, since the machine's weight moves up. Another reason a machine or cable chest fly is excellent is that it trains the chest without taxing the tricep or elbow joint, since there's little to no flexation at the elbow joint. While this benefit still applies to a dumbbell fly, there is a direct load on the tricep and elbow at the top of each repetition. Therefore, if someone is dealing with a tricep injury or achy elbows, the machine and cable fly would be a better choice than the dumbbells. Number 2, swap out the floor press for the bench press or performed weighted push-ups with push-up bars. The floor press is the next chest exercise you may have seen on fitness blogs that isn't a great choice. It's often recommended for home workouts since many people don't have a full bench press setup at home. It's also the suggested exercise to strengthen the lockout on a chest press. But there are several drawbacks of this exercise that don't usually get mentioned. The first is that the floor press has a minimal range of motion and is hard to set up with a significant weight. To start, you are doing the easier half of the chest press. Lifters rarely fail to complete a chest press in the upper half of the concentric, which is the pressing phase in this context. Lifters almost always fail when the bar is coming off the chest, or in other words, the lower half of the movement. So for this reason, just training the upper portion of the lift is not a great idea. To add to this, lifters are often stronger on the upper portion of the lift. You'll have to load the exercise even more for it to be effective. Here's the thing, setting this exercise up is harder than it looks unless, of course, you have a barbell. But if most people training at home don't have a bench press, they likely don't have a barbell and plates. A far better alternative if you don't have a bench press at home is to do some form of weighted push-ups with push-up bars. Not only do you get a far greater range of motion with the push-up, especially with push-up bars, but you can also perform this movement at different angles and grip widths. So let's start with various ways to load the push-up. A weighted vest or placing some plates on your back can work. If you have a child or a younger sibling around, you have them jump on your back for a mini rodeo. Having someone lay on your back can make this exercise challenging. We're talking 3 to 5 reps max challenging, depending on how heavy the person is. Regardless of how you load the exercise, it will be far more effective at training your chest than a floor press. Now remember, we're not saying the floor press is useless. Instead, we're simply suggesting that the normal bench and loaded push-up done with push-up bars in a full range of motion is better for muscle growth, even if you don't need to use higher reps to reach muscular failure. Number 3, swap out standard upright dips for wider grip dips with a slight forward lean. The third movement we'll discuss is the dip. Many people don't realize that the dip has variations that can make it target some muscle groups more than others. A dip can be done with a narrow, medium, or slightly wider grip. It can be done in a very upright position, slight forward lean, or as seen with some calisthenics experts, a very forward lean, almost making it a chest press. The variation we'll discuss here is a slightly wider grip and a slight forward lean. The further apart your hands are in the dip, the more the chest is involved. It is similar to the bench press. If you place your hand just above your shoulders on the bench press, you're activating your chest, but not as much as if you spread your hands around 1.5 times shoulder width, which is where most people press. So with the dip, find a machine, 2 chairs, or anything else that allows you to dip with a wider hand position. Next, you'll want to use a slight forward lean to involve more of your chest in the movement. Being very upright with the dip causes more elbow flexion, which targets the triceps. As you lean forward slightly, there's less bend at the elbow at the bottom, but this is far more stretch across your chest, which is our primary focus with this variation. So the next time you dip, go wider and lean forward just a bit. You'll feel the difference. To recap, we covered 3 movements often done in the gym that have much better alternatives for muscle growth. The 3 alternatives were the dumbbell chest flies replaced by the cable or machine fly, the floor press replaced by the bench press or weighted push-up dips with push-up bars, and the last was the wider grip dip with a slight forward lean instead of the standard upright dip. We hope you enjoyed this video and see more significant chest gains from it. Until next time. Did you find this video helpful? If so, click the like button below as it'll genuinely help out the channel. If your training and nutrition are in order and you're looking for a bit of an edge, be sure to check out my science-based supplement line. Each product was created using scientifically proven ingredients, all clinically dosed and guaranteed to produce results. And right now you can get 25% off your entire order plus free shipping by using the coupon code MONSTER at checkout. So head over to musclemonsters.com/supplements or click the link in the description. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos and don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Peace.